Howdy folks, this is Checkers back again with another game and a new video series that I did not expect to be out this soon. This is Battlezone 98 Redo, and this is a game that I loved back in the day. It is a hybrid of real-time strategy and first-person combat, and if you have any love of the lore of Fallout, you may remember that there was a war on the moon. Well, get ready to see it start. So let's take a look at the intro and then we'll take a look at the gameplay. This is the original Battlezone back from the 70s.
Cycler, deploy on Eastern Geyser and build Razor.
The wireframe, but it's gone now.
Turret
This
2,
is 98
take up position
Battlezone.
next to turret 1 at western entrance.
Yes, sir.
Much prettied.
Grizzly 1, radar arrays detect an unidentified craft approaching from the northern canyon. Razor complete.
Razor 1, take my wing. Let's investigate.
Yes, sir. Grizzly 1, we have a large force approaching from the east. Await additional information. Grizzly 1, bogies dropped off radar.
Razor 1, take my 6.
On my way.
I'm gonna thump him.
Grizzly 1, return to base immediately. We have a massive Soviet force approaching.
I'm on my way.
Grizzly 1, they're coming in fast.
These are Soviet
One,
forces. The blue and white are the U.S.
I'm in trouble. I've got to eject.
Okay, so that was the intro. Now let's get into the game. And we will probably should do some combat exercises since I haven't done this in a considerable amount of time. This mission will teach you how to drive and fight in your tank. You must drive your tank through an obstacle course, jump into a crater, follow a series of jumps in order to get out of the crater, and then destroy some test range turrets. The following is a default control configuration. I've already completely remapped that. So let's roll. Ah, the old bomber.
Welcome to the moon, Commander. I'm going to walk you through combat training. The General wants all
Nice
NSDF
touch there.
command posts prepared to defend themselves. The future of our country depends on our success here in space. Get into our
Can you see
experimental
it?
scout tank. Let's go for a test drive through the pylons ahead. Press O to review your current objectives.
Here you see the sniper rifle. You could actually snipe the pilots out of vehicles and essentially hijack them. So let's get on to it here. We are in the tank now. All we had to do was walk into it, touch it, and it's kind of a hover tank. Follow the beacons. So following the beacons, we shall go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Need to drift a little left. Key mapping was divine, especially for a left-hander who is quite concerned about such things. I have remapped my movement keys to the numeric keypad, and I am extremely happy with that. Get some gunfire going there. Now remember, this is not just a tank driver shooter.
Good job, Commander. You're approaching the rim of a biometal quarry. Drive over the edge and use your jump thrusters to cushion your landing.
Okay. Been a while, but okay, we're in free fall, and right before we hit the ground, we're going to want to
Nice landing. Now,
touch off the
let's
jump.
get you out of that crater by jumping from ledge to ledge. Proceed to the eastern edge of the quarry. Follow the pylon
Okay, we can get up that hill. Alright, and we did it. Okay.
Good job, Commander. Head for the target range.
Whoa, okay. That pylon is totally expendable. Alright, let's get some shooting done. Gonna head over the edge.
Try to use your strength to present your enemy with a moving target. Also, remember to monitor your ammo and vehicle status with the gauges lit up. Good. Move on to the next target.
Okay, and that turret was tracking me, so I was circle strafing it.
Good work, Commander.
Alright. Don't remember what this is. Let's find out. Looks like we picked up some more ammo. Good job, Commander. You have passed our basic combat and driving tests. You are now ready to move on to basic command training. Let's do that. This mission will show you how to use your command interface to control a M173 Badger turret. The Badger is a vital defensive unit best suited for use along the perimeter of a friendly base. Once there, it immobilizes and deploys its stab hook stabilized terrain adapting base. The low-weight turret must be locked into the terrain before firing to avoid kickback and maintain accuracy. The Badger can be repositioned when needed, but it cannot fire when its stab unit is not deployed. You will use your command interface in the upper left section of your HUD to control the turret. The key labels next to the text names will help you through using the system. When units are selected, lines drawn into your topographical radar system will help you keep track of your units on the battlefield. And let's roll. There is the Badger turret.
Okay, Commander. Today we'll practice using the command interface. We've got a T-7 Badger turret up ahead. The T-7 is an excellent defensive weapon when deployed, but it's very vulnerable when moving. Let's walk through the steps of commanding the turret.
Okay.
Open a comm channel with your turret by using the command interface in the top left of your HUD. When
And
a
as you
menu
can
is
see,
green, you have units in that category. Press the 2 key to view your defensive units.
the line draws straight from the turret over to the left to the box that he is discussing. So we can press the
Notice
2
the
key.
green line drawn into the radar. This will help you keep track of your units on the battlefield. At the bottom of each line in the radar, you will see a green-colored circle with a number in it. Press the 1 key to select your turret.
Okay, and the turret is labeled
Now,
1 on the
we're ready to
mini-map.
give the turret an order. Press the 1 key to command the selected turret to follow you. Good job, Commander. Head for the target range.
Okay, so we have a turret in tow. Okay, let's trust that he's coming, and we will head over to the target range.
Now, let's order the turret to deploy. Open a comm channel with the turret. Now, press 1 to select the turret.
Okay,
Badger
Good.
here.
Let's get the turret to deploy. Point your smart reticle at the ground and press the space bar to order the turret to move to that position and deploy.
so it is just as easy as moving the mouse. You see the green space on the
Here's the
ground.
boss.
Let's
Hit
watch the
spacebar.
turret destroy a drone.
There goes the Badger planting himself down. And there is the target drone in the distance.
Turret deployed.
Right-clicking, going through my own weapon choices.
That ends the exercise, Commander. We'll debrief at Eagle's Nest 1.
Okay, we have deployed a turret. Good work, Commander. You now know all of the basics of using the command interface. The system will expand from here, but you will find that it always works in the same way. Let's move on to commanding the Recycler Factory to build units, and next mission. This mission will teach you how to gather resources and build units. In order to build new units, weapons, and supplies, you will need to gather biometal scrap. You will find scrap fields sitting in the moon's surface. These scrap fields come from both meteor showers and destroyed units. We first discovered scrap when it pummeled the Bering Strait in the famous 1952 meteor shower. Engineering has built scavenger units to help gather the scrap. Scavengers will autonomously roam the battlefield like big mobile vacuum cleaners, gathering the resources and transporting them back to your recycler. The recycler can then use these resources to build new units. To succeed on the battlefield, it will be important to gather resources and use them strategically. And let's launch. There is a scout. Fast and agile, as I recall, but not necessarily the toughest, as you might expect.
We'll introduce you to factories. Factories reprocess a material we call biometal scrap into new vehicles, weapons, and supplies. We found scrap fields around the moon that probably came from meteor showers. Engineering has created scavenger units which are like big mobile vacuum cleaners designed to gather scrap. The recycler is the key unit in building a base. I've set it as your active objective. Open a comm channel with the recycler.
And that is number 5.
The recycler exists in a deployed and mobile state. It can only build units when it is deployed over a geyser power source. This recycler is currently deployed. Press the 0 key to get it to pack up and ready to relocate to a geyser near a scrap field.
Okay, let's do that.
The recycler is now ready to move. Use your command interface to open a comm channel with the recycler and order it to follow you to a new geyser at checkpoint 1. Keep in mind, the recycler is big and slow. It may not be able to keep up with you.
1 to follow me. Mwah! And there he is. Quick enough to come right after me, though. There is checkpoint 1. Let's head over in that direction. And it is incredibly easy to control the units and intuitive. The green line helping to figure it out, and the keybinds just working. I mean, I haven't played this in a long time, but I feel like I've had no trouble.
Let's open a comm channel with the recycler and order it to point your smart reticle at the geyser, and notice that the diamond on the ground changes to a white line. The command interface automatically recognizes that the recycler has a special interaction with the geyser. Press the spacebar while pointing at the geyser to get the recycler to deploy on the power source.
Okay, let's do that and get out of his way. This game was oh so ahead of its time.
Deploying. Now have the recycler build a scavenger. Open a comm channel with the recycler.
So we can either hit spacebar or 5. We'll hit spacebar this time.
1 key to have the recycler build a scavenger.
And 1. And there you see in the upper left the recycler being built, the progress bar completing.
Building the scrap display in your HUD.
And there it is.
You need to keep tabs on your scrap supply in order to make smart building choices.
So he should go off on his own. Let's see what he does. I believe we can see the scrap in the mini-map in the lower left, the white dots in that crater.
Scavengers will gather biometal on their own. However, you will need to protect your scavengers because they don't have any weapons. Protect that scavenger. I'm going to send a drone to attack it.
Okay, switching to minigun. As easy as a right click. Let's try the big gun, just for fun. Whoa, turn around. There is a Soviet unit. Let's give him what for. We can see his health on the left in that little line.
Good shooting, Commander.
And
that enemy is scrap.
Our recycler is a bit battered. Or not our recycler, I should say, our scavenger. Under 3, we can see his health there as 1.
Getting scrap.
We could order him to repair, but that is not an option at the moment. Oh. so we will use tab to cancel and just follow. Now you see above we have scrap 6 of 30 and pilots 14 of 15. And earlier I showed you the sniper rifle. If I were to say hop out and snipe the
Good job,
pilot of
Commander.
this,
We're done here.
we would lose one. And a pilot would have to be dispatched to take over the drone, I do believe. Excellent job, Commander. Make sure that you keep track of your current scrap supplies as well as how much you can see in your immediate vicinity. This will help to make smart building decisions. If you ever get into a pinch, however, you can consider recycling units that you already have. Let's move on to using some of those scrap resources to build and command an offensive unit. Next mission. This will teach you how to build and command a wingman. We will use the recycler to build a scout tank. The scout is designed to serve on the front end of the U.S. attack force, built for speed and agility with only modest armament to aid in combat. It was designed primarily as a reconnaissance vehicle. Relying exclusively on it in combat situation is not recommended, but when you're looking for a vehicle that would get you around the battlefield in a hurry, this is an excellent choice. Follow the mission instructions as we go through building and commanding an offensive unit. Keep in mind that you can target units when they are in your line of sight by pressing the T key. And off we go. Back into the field.
In this exercise, Commander, we'll show you how to build and command offensive units. You may be a hotshot pilot, but rest assured you'll find comfort in numbers if you find yourself attacking enemy installations. Engineering has tooled your recycler to build a wide variety of munitions. Use the command interface to order the recycler to build a scout. Select the recycler. Send the recycler to a geyser.
Okay, and we learned how to do that
Moving
last
out.
time. There he goes.
Getting power.
Deploying.
Select the recycler.
Okay.
Press the
Recycler here.
1 key to have your recycler build a scout. You can command a wingman just like a turret, but the wingman does not have to deploy in order to be effective in combat. I've put a nav beacon in the combat area. Nav beacons serve as spy cameras in the world, and you can also use them as staging points for gathering units. Hit the 4 key to access the list of active cameras. Then hit
Okay.
the 1 key to select the first camera. Notice the spy camera in the top right corner of your HUD.
Oh, nice.
Open a comm channel with your wingman.
Okay, we can select him, or we can just put our cursor on him and space
Order
to
your
select him,
wingman to the active nav beacon by hitting the Alt key.
and Alt to go to nav.
sir.
There he goes. "600 meters away."
Wingman will automatically engage enemy targets when they come into close proximity.
And there is a lovely sort of anti-grav floaty feel to this.
Notice how your wingman blinks in the radar when it is under attack. This will inform you whenever one of your units is under attack. Good work. Use your scout to destroy the next drone.
Okay, well, then let's just try that.
Standing by.
Select Scout. And can we? Yes. Use space
Let
to
me
just
at
say attack the drone. And let's follow him. Seriously intuitive interface. I remembered that, but I couldn't be sure until I got my hands on it again, and it feels so natural, so
Stop
easy.
before you get into range of the enemy unit. Hit the T key to target the drone.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, drone, I have done bad.
Good job, Commander. Now head back to the base. Open a comm channel with your wingman. Press the 3 key to see the available enemy targets, and then pick the target.
Oops. I guess I already did all of that. Well, you know, got excited there. Commander, you have passed all of our combat training exercises. The NSDF brass has given you command at Luna Outpost 3. Long-range radar is picking up a lot of rocket activity in the area, and Command would like all resource gathering operations to have combat escorts. Congratulations on completing your training, and welcome to Paradise. Okay, and thus we would begin the single-player campaign, and thus we will begin the single-player campaign in the next video. Once again, this has been Checkers with a new series on the Battlezone 98 redo, and loving every minute of it. And, yeah, I would like to remind you that I have a Twitter link in the description of the video and on my channel main page. If you're on mobile, it'll be on my channel About page. Also, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you will eventually see a small letter I with a white circle around it. These will be cards, and they will link to other videos in this series. And they will be videos that I have made. I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you found the video informative and maybe just a little entertaining. I would like to invite you to subscribe, like, and share if you so desire, and ask you to please take care.